have. I'll start. I'm feeling pretty good. Lots to do, but good. And my top priority for the week is a few things on the agenda here. Making sure we're moving forward with SEO, planning and work there, and also some outreach efforts, outreach planning for our recent launches, along with a couple of things moving forward with our video for the homepage and a few other tasks. And otherwise, my intention for the call is to facilitate this agenda, and I don't have any distractions. I will pass it to Ahmad.
Thanks, Corey. My intentions for this week, or my focus for the week, is SEO, the onboarding landing page, and there was a third thing I forgot. I think it's on the agenda. Referral program, yeah. So focusing on those three things. Basically, now that we have the referral program live, figuring out how we can onboard people to it. So yeah, like discussing what are some of the ways that we could do that. And then just for this call, I would just like to talk about all those points and see how we can get started on them this week. And I'm not distracted. And I'll pass it on to Lauren.
Thanks, Ahmad. I'm feeling good. My top comms priority for the week is just mainly coordinating the Twitter. And then I guess I also the Gitcoin grant when just applying it for adding it to the round when we can. And and I'm also just looking forward to in this call coordinating around the SEO and just kind of making it something that we can actually get started on, so we can start creating those landing pages. And I'm not super distracted, just doing a little bit of other work, and I will pass it to Suga.
Thank you. Right. I feel so excited today for some reason. Happy to see everybody. I think it's because I got a whole bunch of things on my plate now, and it's just, it's all your feelers going. So this week I am doing some grant writing for also Gitcoin, but other stuff. So some Griff appointed, I offered to help in for fundraising. So for DAppNode and some other things, for the Burning Man camps. And then also helping with Mitch with the PFP copy. And then, so those are the two big things right now. And I also have my AI presentation at the end of the week. And so that's one thing, but separate. I really want to also get the SEO and the landing page thing going. I'm super excited about that. I really want to be able to participate in that, the landing pages. And I know Corey sent that thing out about getting some keywords going. So distractions, yes, they're behind me. So I'll pass it to Claire. Physically behind me, riding a bus right behind me.
Thanks, Suga. Hi, everyone. I'm feeling good today. My comms focus for this week is mainly social media content, particular focus on LinkedIn networking. My intention for the call is, if we have chance, to just give a quick word about the project survey results, in particular in relation to comms, and I'm not distracted. And I'm going to pass over to Franco.
Thank you, Claire. I'm feeling good today. Top comms priority is just going to be catching up with some GitHub issues. And intentions for the call, just catching up, see where I can help. And just also maybe just mention that we're going to have a Twitter space this Thursday about praise. So I also mentioned it in the communities call, and maybe it'd be nice if we can retweet their event thing. And that's it. No distractions, and I'll pass it to Almond.
Thank you, Franco. I can see Corey's screen. I think that I can see it now. Sorry, I'm in my cell phone. Sorry. So I'm feeling good. Everything's cool. Top comms priority this week is the Twitter space that's happening tomorrow. Organize the next ones. Create comms that are left for Meet the Makers. And this week, and my intention for this call is to listen if Corey has any updates regarding what we talked about last week around the influencer campaign, which is exciting. And distractions, yeah, I'm taking this call in my phone, so it's kind of hard. And I'll pass it to I think that I'm the last one. Nicola already went.
Nope. Yep. Thank you, Almond. Oh, hey guys, I'm feeling clear and grounded, and my comms plan for this week is, well, I've already done the tweet thread for verified projects, so that's ready for review. And then I want to support Franco during the Twitter praise Twitter, and also actually am invited for Gravity DAO first Twitter space, and it's possible that I'll mention some things about the work that we're doing with Gravity in Giveth, and I'm tying those ends with just coordination with the project owners and speakers, preparing scripts for the Meet the Makers, and that's pretty much it. And no distractions. And passing back to you, Corey.
I think I saw Jake here, right?
Yeah, thanks. For me, I'm feeling a little frustrated because my distraction is I've been trying to park for 30 minutes. Intentions for the call, just kind of stay in the loop because I might miss next week. My focus this week is really heavy fundraising and biz dev. So besides the standard stuff I do, not a whole bunch of comms relation. So just kind of listening in. And I think maybe Kotabe still has to go, right?
Yes, thank you. So I'm feeling good. My top comms priority for this week, I don't know, support if needed. I'm more into communities this week. And distractions, just a little bit of work on the background. That's it. I'll pass it back to you, Corey.
Oh, pick me. I want to go. I'm feeling much more awake now, feeling good, ready to go today. My top comms priorities this week are doing some promotions and like really just shilling our events, as well as some update outreach and working on getting our mandatory update emails automated, and streaming this call. And I think that's really my intentions for this call, just stay in the loop and everything. And so I'm pretty sure I'm the last one. So back to you, Corey.
Okay, cool. Yes, I think you're actually the last one. Nice. Awesome. Well, yeah, we got a couple things on the agenda today. Just trying to kind of sort this out. Want to make sure we have enough time to go through everything. So hope they're in the right order. So maybe we can start. I wanted to bring up the topic of SEO, which a couple other people now have mentioned in their check-ins. And we spent quite a bit of time talking about this last week, like I think at least half of the call, if not more. So what I really wanted to do was draw attention to the fact that we definitely want to make progress on this now, and wasn't seeing too much activity in GitHub. So thought maybe just to point it out, or maybe just to clarify what the first immediate step is like alignment on the keywords that we want to use across the site to drive more traffic to Giveth. Aligning on the keywords is the way to do that. Really simply, I think, is just to make sure that we have a built out list. And I'm happy to invite anyone else to jump in here, but my thoughts around it are that, like, as soon as we get this list finalized, ideally in the next few days, we can start kicking off lots of other actions around it. Ahmad created a really great spreadsheet, which we went over already last week with some like targeted keywords that Ahmad had kind of put together. But the idea would be now to get to invite anyone else to give input on words that they think should be in here and to build out a list of 50 words. So as Ahmad mentioned last week, if there's anything that you would like to have researched, it's just a matter of putting them in this list and tagging Ahmad to check with, since Ahmad has a subscription to RF's program, which gives us lots of great data on keywords. Ahmad can do the research, but it'd be great if we just, if everyone had their chance to give their input if they want to, and then maybe we make some finalization of this list in the next couple days. So just wanted to bring that topic up. If there's anything anyone wants to add to that, just trying to create a little bit of deadline around this so that we can progress.
Yeah, so I mean, thanks to everybody that already added their suggestions. I think we're already at 50 so far, but if there's any that you think are missing, or feel free to have a look and leave a comment.
And just a question, like, how do we determine which ones are the strongest to go with?
Yeah, so it's a combination of relevancy and search volume. So it's how relevant is a topic to us and how many people are searching for it. Since, if a topic is very relevant and only like 10 people search for it a month, but if it's very relevant, then it might be fine just because like that's exactly who our audience is. But then on the other side, we need to balance between getting high volume words as well. So not just ones that are very relevant, but ones that would get new people on the website that might not have came otherwise. So yeah, it's a balance between very relevant keywords and just keywords that we think are somewhat relevant, but they have more search volume.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions?
I just want the link. I can't find it. Not I can't find it, but sorry, because it's like a two-step question I can find the answer if I could get to what. I just wanted to ask if Vitalik was on the list.
I
No.
think I saw his name somewhere. Yeah,
And if he's not, put him on there.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one to think about.
I guess my also question is, like, a lot of these are very low volume, it seems. Like, I think, I don't know, even 720 seems quite low for the internet, right?
Yeah, but those are per month. And yeah, for what we're targeting, I think it's fine. Based on what I've seen, anything above like maybe 300 is like high volume for like our niche, I would say. Like per month.
Okay. Does it make sense to create, because we're talking about landing pages and like we're talking about a bit of effort. Doesn't it make sense to create that for something like that has 0 to 10 monthly searches? Because I'm just wondering, like, how do we proceed now? Like, we do have 50 inputs, but if a lot of them are under 100? Like, is it worth, how do we determine what's worth the effort, especially if they're like extremely similar to one another, right? Like we maybe just pick one, or like how do we narrow down this list or finalize it or make these decisions?
Yeah, I mean, like first of all, I don't think we need to have like a final list that would never like change. I mean, it's basically, we could start with the list and then choose like the top 10 and then do landing pages for those and then slowly build off of it and take some out if they're not relevant, add more to it. I mean, I wouldn't maybe worry about having like this is like our final list and then only use that. But for now, I think like it is a good point. Like if one here doesn't have any search volume at all, or if we think it's not relevant, we should take it out. And then if also ones are similar, we should go for the one that has more search volume. So like if there's like two words that have like almost the exact same keyword, but just maybe like a slight difference, then maybe we'll go with the one that has more volume. And then, like take the other one out. Yeah.
I have a quick question. So if it says there's donation platform and there's crypto donation platform, like if we put crypto donation platform on the page multiple times, it would also say donation platform multiple times, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
exactly.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So we could, if we always mention crypto donation platform, then we could take out donation platform. Since it's not relevant. But on the flip side, we'll basically get more than 1,000 more searches since we included that word, donation platform, because it gets more traffic than just crypto. So yeah, it's like a bonus.
Okay.
Comment only. Okay, yeah, I can add anyone to it. Just send me your email and I'll add you. Or I'll just add you now. Yeah, I think I have most of your emails. So I'll add Suga and anyone else that wants to be added to this.
So if we have some words, if we have some words, do we just add them on keyword, or will it be more useful to also do some of the searches or anything for you, Ahmad?
It takes only like 5 minutes for me to get the search volume. So, feel free just to add it and I can see if it has any volume at all. I think even if it gets like 10 searches a month, it's fine if it's very, very relevant, like I said. But if it's like 0, then yeah, it's probably not worth it. From this list, like probably the only one I would take out for now is like the one that you just showed, like where it's all just in one word, blockchain for good. Since that, I don't think anyone searches for that. But all the other ones, I think I would leave them for now.
Yeah, and I think we can just get started by choosing the ones that have the highest monthly search volume. Pick the top 10, make issues for those, and then just start creating the content for it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be like a living document, like they say. It doesn't need to be finalized now.
Yeah, it would be great maybe to start with 10, and then we can kick off next efforts around organizing individual landing pages or whatever we determine needs to happen with those, right? And going through existing landing pages and the other things that you outlined, the other efforts you outlined last week. Cool. I'm a little conscious of time, so are there any other questions around this topic? Otherwise, we can move to the next topic around landing pages. Okay, cool. So, just have this up as a topic because there's already been a lot of effort around creating a landing page for onboarding flow for new users. Again, just for context, this is in reference to the homepage where we have these different sections, and we do say that we have easy onboarding, and the idea is to link eventually to a landing page there. So we have an active issue around this, and there's already a draft in motion. So definitely wanted to have this as a topic to talk about, maybe kicking off the next landing page to work on. For instance, we have this section about verified projects, and it might be interesting to have a landing page that's talking about our verification process or giving a little bit more information on this. And that's something, this all relates to the keywords as well, right? So when we're writing landing pages now, we should really have in mind, which is why like the timing is good, to think about what kind of words we want in there and what we want the content of that page to be. But does that make sense that we would, is it a good time to kick off the efforts around a second landing page now?
Yeah, I would just say when it comes to the experience of the user, though, we don't want to add too many steps in between them going to a project. So, like imagine that they land on the homepage, then they have to go to a landing page about verified projects, then they go to the project page, then they go to the an individual page of a project, then they donate. So that's like, I don't know, 5 steps. And that, maybe it makes sense. I'm not sure, but it just like, there could be negatives as well if we add it to the flow where like it adds a step basically. So
totally.
Yeah.
Whereas wasn't the, oh, sorry. Just saying that.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
I thought maybe the landing pages were those hidden ones, so to speak, right? Right.
In some cases, yeah. But like in this case, we're seeing like if it links from the homepage or not. Yeah. So maybe it's one that is there, but yeah, like maybe it doesn't link on the homepage, or maybe it links on like a section, or there's, I don't know, like if they like want to learn more on how verification works somewhere, then they go to that page maybe. Or maybe it links from the project page, maybe. If they want to learn how verification works, then it's from the project page.
Where was the onboarding flow supposed to link from?
Well, that one was from the homepage, since that's more like getting people started, which I think is a useful step.
And just a reminder, we have this whole docs full of links and actually guides. Like, is this something we wanted to be using, like linking to the docs actually? Because there's this verification process flow. Everything is described there, for example, as well as how to create projects, right? And how to off-ramp your funds. Maybe we could make it more linked across the whole platforms, like with the YouTube courses and stuff like that, so that more resources in places. But yeah, just throwing it out there just to keep this resource in mind.
No, yeah, I think that's a good point. I think like the docs are like the most detailed that someone could go, is if they go to the docs and they can learn in detail how it works. But the landing pages are more like high level. Oh, this is how it works on a high level. These are the steps involved, and they're more visual, I guess. But I think both of them are useful, and we should link the docs, I think, more on the website. Yeah, so for this verification page, I'm not sure, honestly. I think maybe it makes sense maybe to link it from the project page instead, potentially.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. So in that case, we would potentially have a link here. So we have a link at the top, driving people to explore projects ultimately, or if they want to learn more about us. And if they're hitting onboarding, like there's something here on the right, but not creating links under each of these are making this clickable. Maybe it's something that we just need to think about a little bit more. But we do have
that's like a UX question, I guess. I mean, it might make sense. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, adding a step might make it harder for people to donate, you know, if there's like one more thing that they have to pass through, you know.
Right. But I guess either way, it would make sense to start working on the page.
I think we should make the page for sure. Yeah, definitely. And then it's like just a question of where we link it, basically.
I like the ones that are all the way on the bottom on the foot page of the links, because I mean, if you're really interested, you can find them. But if not, they're just there and they are not distracting.
Yeah, if they're down here, you mean?
All the way to the bottom.
Oh, I see.
Oh, like in the footer.
Those ones.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So that makes sense for me for the docs and some things like that. Yeah. And it makes sense to have onboarding towards the top in case someone's brand new and is like, how do I even do this? Right. So, okay. And there's also this third item that's been added here, like as a donation page. Just want to talk about that for a second.
Yeah, so that was the first page that I made like more than like 2 months ago for SEO, and it kind of got like put on hold because there were a lot of other landing pages that we're working on. But this is like the first one that we wanted to make just for SEO, basically. So yeah, like this would be like the first landing page that we would make for SEO purposes. And it would be like a page that's not in the navigation. It would just be one that people could find if they search for, you know, these terms. So it included some of the terms that we thought would be relevant.
Okay. So does this need any work?
I think Suga already reviewed it like more than a month ago. It's basically just with Monique now to design it. So I think they're working on it this week.
Okay, great. Well, then in relation, maybe it makes sense just to give it a quick look one more time regarding like referencing this list now, if there's anything else you want to add in there, but otherwise, cool. Looks like it would be a good one to put up.
And along those lines, yeah, so before we move on, is it like, I remember last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, no, it was last week, Ahmad talking about the desire to have a lot of these, right? And I feel like that's something that we could really do if they're not meant to be on the website or, you know, viewable or meant to be viewed, that maybe those ones, like just SEO landing pages, could be turned out a bit more quickly. That's a question.
I think that's the idea, right? Is we like when we have like 10 keywords chosen, we can kick off those landing pages and just determine if they should be easy, like if they should be linked from somewhere, if they're just going to sit on the back end like this one. But yeah, they should be low effort, ideally, right?
Mama, hang on. Because what it means.
Anything else on this topic? Otherwise, I will move to talk a little bit about promoting the referral program in our PFP collection. Nope. Okay. Cool. Well, thanks, Ahmad, for the updates there. That's awesome. I'm glad we can make some progress on this. Regarding so we launched Chainvine a couple of weeks ago, our referral program, and really the idea is now also the PFP collection as well. We the question is like, now that it's live, how can we make sure that it's reaching as many people as possible and start actually promoting the program itself? We've written a couple tweets about it and things like this, but the idea, we were talking a bit about like how to get more people involved. And one idea for sure would be to reach out to influencers, aligned influencers who we would want to make sure that they're aware of this program and encourage them to get involved with pulling a link and promoting Giveth to their audiences. So, and then there's also a link here about projects, right? Like promoting this to projects. So just wanted to get some thoughts around this. The ideal is really to build out a list of influencers and then initiate outreach to them and just basically promote the program. Actually, you know what? Almond, do you mind pinging the link to the list really quick? I just realized it's not in here.
Sure. The list that we were working last week. Sure. 1 second. Maybe
Thank
I will
you.
take some time because it's hard from here, but of course.
I was wondering does anyone have any thoughts around that? Does that sound, does it sound like a good idea to you? And do you have any influencers maybe already top of mind who you could think of in the space that would be amazing if they were using our referral link and putting it, in their social media posts or putting it on their websites?
Bob Burnquist.
Wait, who? Sorry?
Bob Burnquist.
How do you spell his name?
Urnquist. Oh, Burnquist. Sorry. He has a project on Giveth already.
It's a really good point too if they have a project already on Giveth.
I think if we have do we have the issue for the influencers? Because then we can add, I have some ideas, but I can add them better on a document.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Hang on a second.
I mean, definitely, I think we can dive into the people that won some retroactive funding from Optimism for the education category. And I'm sure we can find a few of them there that might be interested. From Spanish-speaking countries, at least, I'm sure Cryptoversidad might be something, and a few others. Espacio Crypto, maybe, I don't know.
So yes, there's an issue here, 1311, about basically with a link to this list. So I have it here, Almond, sorry. And the idea actually created 2 new tabs, one for referral program influencers and one for, we'll get to that in a second, but like NFT influencers. And this is pulling from like a PR database that Almond has been building out. So I actually just copied it over into these tabs and was kind of like looking down this list. If it's too messy, we can actually delete this out. But kind of starting to build a list here with their information. We can also add Twitter if we need to here or whatever, and just build out a list so that we can just like let them know about the programs. This is the perfect way. This is the perfect place to add names.
Cool. And I have a question about kind of what our ideal influencer following would be. Are we looking for specific platforms? Like, what's a good number of followers for them to have? Because one thing that's coming up for me is oftentimes when I'm going through verification applications, I can see what kind of following people have as I'm researching their like reputation at stake. So I'm like, oh, this person has a lot of reputation, or wow, this person has 10,000 followers on Twitter or something like that. I could easily add them to this list if I had some parameters of what it is that we're shooting for.
if anyone wants to speak to that. Otherwise, I would say that I don't know that it should be like a hard number, like 10,000 followers, because sometimes people can have a following of like 2,000 or 3,000, but they're like really engaged and they're like the perfect audience of, people. So, but yeah, I don't think someone who has like a couple hundred followers on Twitter is an influencer that might be able to drive a lot of traffic to this Giveth, So yeah, maybe, for now we can just build out a list and maybe provide a little bit of information around their account, or at least link to their accounts, and then we could determine from there. I'd rather have like a larger list that we whittle down than just like 5 perfect people that we've determined and like leave out other good options, if that makes sense. But I think it's a good question, like higher follower count, let's say like, I don't know what other people think. I'm not the absolute expert on this, but a few thousand at least. And a great audience for us, right? That would be able to click on the referral link and start donating.
I think that it's also important to mention that we should try to focus maybe, if, for example, in this Lalo Eduardo guy that has been promoting so great videos for Giveth. Meaning, what I'm trying to say is that thinking people that's aligned with Giveth's mission and that's not going to charge for something like this is people that might connect with the mission and will be willing to support. Because I know that Giveth, well, because I have access to the Twitter, I can see a lot of tweets and people sending DMs like, reach out if you are willing to create a campaign. Like there's so much like, I don't know, bots, spam, or of people saying like, yeah, we can work together. And they're like really shady accounts. So just having in mind that needs to be first real people that you actually know. And then maybe I think that it would be good exercise if we just like drop names, and then at the end maybe Corey or maybe both of us or whoever wants to like jump in this, we can curate the list, and just like make sure that going through the profiles makes sense to have them. I think that you don't need to worry maybe a lot on the person. Maybe we can just like curate the list later, but just have as much as names as we can in this first like exercise.
And also because, as Ashley mentioned, really like a part of verification process is reviewing their following, and sometimes there is a lot. Maybe we can also put it, if we want to make it like really spread it across anywhere and everywhere. We can even put it in the email once they're getting approved. Oh, you got verified. Now you can actually like share this link and get even more benefits. So I am imagining that there might be a few other ways we can go with. Bless you.
Thank you. I like that idea. In a nutshell, please feel free to add names to the list, and and then the next step will be crafting a message and just promoting the program to them, and maybe they're not even aware. And I think it's a really good point to make sure that they're naturally aligned, because it's already a compensation model, right? So it's a pretty fun thing to promote, because it's like, hey, here's a way you could get compensated for talking about Giveth, which you might naturally already want to do. So, but specifically reaching out to people who have larger followings that could like have more reach when they do promote for us. So,
yeah. I just would like to say one thing though. Also, I mean, I think it's good that we spend time figuring out people that have the right audience and all that, because we don't want to waste our time following up with people that are not right. But at the same time, if someone comes to us and says that they want to do a paid campaign, we could just send them our link and say, feel free to do it on your own, and you could earn money from this. Like for us, I don't think it matters who the person is if they're going to refer people to donate. It's like just about not wasting our own, follow-up time if like the person is not worth it,
Yeah, I'll definitely keep that in mind because my Telegram gets flooded with all these like what Almond is talking about, just like people with their listing offerings, or I want to promote your project, pay me to promote your project or something. So I can start just
Yeah, just send them the link and say like,
Telegram
feel free to do it on your own. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
here's it. Start a referral link. You can get some benefits. Yeah, so I'll keep that
Exactly.
in mind.
Why not?
Okay, so I just think this is related to this issue as well. Yeah, that's true. This is a compensation model, so it's kind of fine, I think, to respond that way.
Plus, it's trial by fire for sure. Like if you give them the referral link and business development, show us that you can do it with this model, and then maybe we'll hire you on later with our model.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Well, yeah, let's get that list built out. And actually, to that point, the second component there is also with the PFP collection. This is also a launch that's recent. And we created a second tab here for this topic as well. And the idea here is actually having a different list. This still needs to be kind of agreed upon, but an idea for promoting the PFP collection would be to potentially offer a few PFPs to key influencers in exchange for promotion of the collection. This is like a really commonly done thing with PFP collections. It's to get the word out. Because on one hand, we can initiate our own efforts all the time to tweet about the collection or have our internal contributors promote it, but it's a bit of a limited reach in that sense. And so that's why it's a common tactic usually from the marketing growth side for PFP collections to reach out to aligned influencers, of course, and that have the right target audience for us to reach a lot more people about the launch of the collection and hopefully translate that into more sales of PFPs. So this is just an idea. If anyone has any input on this, would love to hear it. And we would still need to agree upon actually releasing like 10 PFPs for free, and doing then the outreach to certain individuals, asking, basically suggesting this exchange. Does anyone have any comments on that?
In that same note, as we were talking about this last week, I think that Mitch agreed to give 10 NFTs for this objective, for this campaign, but we need to first create some, well, he said, Roy, like what would be the winnings or what would be the outcomes of this that will, let's say, pay these 10 NFTs. Just something to have in mind.
You mean the ROI, the return on investment?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so that would be the thing. I mean, I didn't see that as an agreement. It was, I saw it as a point he was just making, like if we are going to go down the road of gifting 10 NFTs, which equals about 1,000 DAI, what is the return on investment? I mean, for me, I don't know if anyone has anything to add to that, but for me, that would be something along the lines of like, well, additional sales of NFTs, right? So I'm not sure how you guarantee that, but if you have someone like Kevin Owaki promoting the collection to his Green Pill audience and his regen audience in some way, and then suddenly we get a couple more sales out of it, that would be the ROI, right? For example. But maybe we can come up, for sure, we should come up with those points. And then I understand that this would need to be like a forum post. Partnerships. So Jake, just FYI, or also from the partnership side, the idea was like maybe there's ways that partners would want to offer utility for the collection. You know, and this might be more on the marketing partnership side, of course, but if you have any ideas about that, I would love to hear it like anytime. Because I don't know, just a silly example would be like, what if Aave wanted to support us? Or agreed to support us and give NFT holders early access to Rave tickets for the next 12 months. Or, you know, just like maybe ETH Barcelona wants to offer us some sort of utility for NFT holders, especially if we're sponsoring the event. There's different things we could try to come up with here that would make the holding a giver a little bit more fun and attractive. So that would be really fun to be able to market that, and along with then doing like concerted outreach to influencers who would promote the collection for us as well, along with us.
Sorry, Corey, just to highlight that I think that, for example, with Barcelona is a great idea, as we are holders of this Doing Good NFT and we're kind of like partners. I think that would be like kind of easy deal to get. I know that Mitch was mentioning that to add benefits that require development, that's a no. But if we just are able to get these kind of like partnerships, kind of like what we got for the Impact class, that was basically just spend time talking with a bunch of people from Hedera and from Aave and then just like negotiate deals with them. I think that's like really something very something that we can actually get.
Okay, well, maybe we can talk about it a little bit more next week. And yeah, if anyone has any thoughts around it, that would be great to hear, or has any ideas regarding partnerships as well and influencers. So that we can just like, yeah, put this out there a bit more. I'm conscious of time, and there's like a couple things left on the agenda. I know that Claire, you had just talked about the project survey and the community task group. Do you have something like specific to say for the comms group today? Or we had also talked about you potentially reporting on all of this in the community call on Thursday. So what do you think is best?
Yeah, I could do that. You've got the link for the report there, so anybody can go in and have a look. I think the comms specific feedback is on page 5 of the report. So you can just go in there and have a look. Or I could just give you a quick key view of what was found in comms now, 30 seconds.
If you're going to be reporting on this in the community call, I think that would be pretty good. But I don't know, what does the rest of the group think?
Sure.
The one other thing we have in the agenda to talk about for sure, and which is a little urgent for the meeting tomorrow on sub-DAOification, is like talking about products and projects for comms. But I'll leave it for input from the group. Sorry, we kind of hit time.
Sub-DAO products and projects, I think is probably more pressing.
Okay, I see Suga with a thumbs up. Okay, cool. Then, all right, we'll circle back to that. Sorry about that, Claire, but looking forward to the presentation on Thursday, and then we can dig into it maybe more next week. So we have this meeting tomorrow, and I also have a sync later today with Rochelle and Ahmad. With Mitch. And one idea here, and maybe since we only have a few minutes today, if you feel like filling something in here directly, please do. But one of the main questions is like, can we start to segment comms work into individual products and projects that we're working on? So the idea would be to build out a list of individual products and projects. If you have any thoughts top of mind right now, I can take notes very quick on like what those titles might be. Otherwise, we'll be creating this list later today and would love input from the group as well.
I mean, could these be like ongoing things like SEO, for example, referral program, influencers, like that sort of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you could extract or extrapolate from those where the SEO would be landing page or referral program. Influencers is obviously a referral program. I mean, the list you got there. You can just pull every subject out of each of those items, right? Let me just pull it up for myself. The NFT program, the givers, the NFTs, of course. Let's see, what else you got here?
Email as well, I think, is a big project that we need to spend time on.
Yeah.
I mean newsletter, but also like all of like the automation emails and notifications and all that.
Yeah. I had a meeting earlier with Mitch and Rochelle, like doing basically this, like with all of the things that I lead and manage. And what it seemed like they were suggesting is like we can start to like break things up into products and then put people's hours, like estimated hours for the month that they'd be working on that. And some of them are just like, that's not really a sub proposal. Like something that's like relatively small that doesn't require like a lot of comm stuff would be then like something relatively small. So what I ended up creating in that call with them, like from the comms perspective, was like social media as a product, with like the deliverables of like Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn, and as well as like Discord announcements and blog posts, and then emails as a separate product, and then documentation as a separate product, and I think those were like the main ones that were created. But anyway, this was just like the ideas that were coming out of that call after we broke down everything for like the Give Economy stuff. So just like when you guys are thinking of other like comms products, like try to, I mean, we can put whatever, and then in the call on Wednesday we'll like eliminate some of them and glump some of them together.
Because actually, thanks, Lauren. That's actually a little bit confusing because I keep echoing in my head when Griff said a product, the idea that it's something that can be canceled, and obviously we're not going to cancel social media. So I guess there's those two totally different ways of approaching this, right, that are clashing. I'm trying to think of it in terms of what he was saying, where it's like, if it's something you could pull the plug on. But maybe it's true, actually. Maybe those are products, because you could say, well, Facebook it's not working out, so let's, redirect. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I guess we just put it all in there.
comms is going to be a really tricky one because it is one of those things like services, so maybe along with your list of products, it's like making a list of services that you would then provide to each of these products that come out of this call as well. So I think that this one is going to be really tricky, you guys. Comms is going to be a trickier one, but we can figure it out together.
Yeah, that's exactly. I'm still very much in the mindset as comms is a shared service. It's not a product oriented. You can distribute it across different products, but it's not creating products. But it's supporting products, so that's why it's a little funny. But yeah, this is helpful already to begin with. If you have anything else you want to drop into this list, please feel free right here in the agenda, and I'll be happy to organize it into the spreadsheet. So whatever comes to mind, just throw it in here, and then we can whittle it down. And then we're gonna try to be breaking them down into these designations. So it's a project. Thanks for your input here, and we're at time, so definitely want to be respectful of that. And then we got a lot to talk about next week as well. And let me know if you have any questions. Thank you, Aaron, for your input today. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Corey.
Thanks, Corey.
Thanks, Corey.
See everyone.
Thanks, Corey, everybody. Hang on.